but since Quip, they've already seen some fantastic results for them and their teammates. So we've asked them to come on here to share these, and if I were you, these are the sorts of things you need to write down for the people that are not here, so you can tell them the story so that they can be inspired. So Simon, would you start us off by telling us, so what's happened in relation to Quip since the 28th of December for you?
Thank you, Stuart. Well, I went into Christmas and New Year with a couple of appointments in the diary for the first week in January. The announcement came along on the 28th and I registered. And I went to see those two people and they both signed up for Daffy Gold.
Excellent.
One was a referral, so it was half CGB, but so that was £460.
Wow.
In the first week. I'm in the fortunate position that I've worked myself into the situation where I only have to work part-time. And so I work about 20 hours a week. And those two Daffy Gold customers were about 2.5 weeks' wages.
My goodness. For a couple of hours.
Couple of hours work, yeah.
That's the sort of story that if you said that to a prospect, I met a guy the other day who did 2 hours work and earned 2.5 weeks worth of income. That's phenomenal. Anything else?
No, that's it really.
Fantastic. Give him a round of applause. And Claire, I know you've already had some success with Quip too.
So about 6 months ago, I had a friend of mine contact me about her husband who had been made redundant the day before, and she was already a utility warehouse customer, so we had conversations about being a customer and the business, but at that time it wasn't for them, and then she contacted me about it again when her husband was made redundant. And I sent her all the information and let them get on with it, and at the time, because it wasn't a massive amount of money up front, they weren't interested in the business. They were on 9 to 12, desperate on the clock face to get the money in, basically. In January, I kind of heard about Quip, went back to her and said, look, things have significantly changed in the last couple of days. The money that you can get up front is a lot more. You can earn almost a full-time income just working a few hours a week. Would you be interested in having another look? And the next day he signed up as a distributor. He was still unemployed. He wasn't getting as much contract work as he wanted, and it was a perfect opportunity for him. He's already done his training. He's already done his online training, classroom training, been out to a couple of appointments. So it's brilliant. It's really worked for them. So absolutely fantastic opportunity that I could then take back to them to change their lives, which was brilliant.
Well done, Claire. Fantastic. And Simon, tell us how you've already started to benefit from Quip.
Hi guys, yeah, it's phenomenal actually. I signed up to Daffy Gold customers on Christmas Eve, showed them the business as you do. They were kind of interested but not really floating their boat. Spoke to them as soon as the Quip announcement came out and said, guys, look, there's a lot more money on the upfront now. I need to pop over and see you. Went over, saw them, they both signed as distributors. And also my sister, she's been a customer for 5 years now. She's a Daffy Gold customer. She has refused to look at the business again and again and again. I spoke to her the other day and said, look, there's a lot more money up front. She hates her job. She told me what she earned, and I said, Sarah, 1 customer a week will replace your income. Wow. And there was silence. And she said, you're coming down in 2 weeks. We need to talk. So I'll let you know how that goes.
Fantastic. Round of applause. Tamsin, now you're a group leader and you are leading from the front with Quip, aren't you? Tell us what you've done so far with Quip and how it's working for you.
Well, I started the year with a great pipeline of appointments, did 6 appointments and came away with 6 Daffy Golds and 2 IDs.
Wow.
So that has netted upfront £1,420, which last year would have been £220. And along the way I made a decision to have the best possible Quip story about the impact it had on my business. So you could go from, choose what the income did for you in a month after it was introduced. If you haven't got started yet, you can do from the 15th of this month to the 15th of next month. In terms of the IDs that I signed up, it was based purely on the enthusiasm and conviction that this business is going to change their lives right now, and I didn't know how to sort of present it or anything. It was just that kind of enthusiasm and belief. It's also been fantastic for sort of waking up various people in the team who, I think for everybody in the business, it gives us the opportunity to reshuffle our priorities in a week or a day and sit UW much higher up in our list of of commitments, and but for dormant IDs, it has they've heard my story of what it's done to me, 1420 versus 220. Gone away, looked at the numbers, and then actually picked up the phone back to me to say, yes, I think it's time to give it a go. Just finally, one point that's really, really important, because I think we've all got some experience behind us with customer gathering, and it is about that belief that you too can also go out and get those Daffy Gold customers. So I did 6 appointments and came away with 6 Daffies. That's unheard of in my business. If I was looking at, at my ratios last year, it was going to mean nothing close to that, maybe a couple of Daffies a month. And the difference is the offer that we now have. And it's really, really important that you go out and start putting this into practice. Go and fill your boots, because we're totally smashing it, and you truly will have your best ever year with UW this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Tamsin. Thank you very much.